run through of how to operate the
All right.
controller. Okay, so auto run is going to be, it's going to do its automatic thing, whatever it's programmed to do. Off, obviously, it's going to stay off when it's
Okay.
in that position. If you turn the dial to set date, it's going to bring this up. So, up and down will change the day. And then once you get the day the way you want it, you use the arrow key and it'll jump over to month. Same
Right.
thing, up and down. And then same thing with the year, up and down, we'll change it.
Is there a set button or whatever you leave it at?
Whatever
that's
you
it?
leave it at,
Okay.
it'll stay. The next setting is to set the time, same thing. Up and down will change the hour, and once you get the hour the way you want it, the arrow key will move it over to the minutes. And that's
Okay.
right, so we'll leave that alone.
Okay.
This is for your watering start time. So this is what time it's going to start running.
Okay.
Right now it's set at 3:30 a.m., which is fine.
All right.
Actually, since we're doing... Oh, I did that wrong. Since we're going to do it for sod, I'll put this a little earlier. We'll do like 8, or a little later, we'll do 8 a.m. So that means it's going to turn on at 8 a.m. Now you can have up to... Oops, we've got it on program D too. Let's put it on A. So once you have the first one set up, generally that's all you're going to use once the sod is, rooted.
Right.
But you can set up to 4. So that's 8:30. Then we'll make this one 3:30 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, like so bright, like the water's evaporating?
Generally we don't like to do that, but when you have sod out, you need to keep it wet throughout the day. So by the time, it runs at 8 in the morning, by the time the afternoon rolls around, it's going to be pretty dried out. So, we can go a little later. Why don't we do like 4:30? That way it's not quite so hot.
Okay.
And then the third one's off, fourth one's off. But if you did, actually you can do up to 6 on this controller. So if you wanted to run it 6 times a day, you can.
Yeah.
This next setting is to set the zone run times or station run times, and that's how long each station is going to run. They had zone 1 at 10 minutes, which I'm assuming is the
That's the
front flower
flowers.
bed.
Yeah.
So I did 20, or they already have it programmed. So they already have all the times in there the way that they should be. Once the grass is established, like next year, you may need to go through and either go up or down on the times, just depending on the area of the yard and how much sun it's getting. But right now, that's a pretty standard set of times for the new sod.
If there's like a lot of rock under that sod, does it still?
Yeah, it can affect it. I mean, it just depends. You just got to kind of run it and use it to see what's going to happen. Like I was saying, some areas may need a little more than others, but that should be more than enough water for now, especially running it twice a day. Now, these are where you set what days it's going to run. So right now they have everything off. So since you've got the new sod, I'm going to turn it on for every day. So up and down, we'll turn it on or off, and you'll see the icon up here. And then you turn the dial to the next day. So you got Monday through Sunday. So we'll turn all these on. Oops, I missed Friday. Okay, so now we're running 7 days a week, twice a day for the sod. There are some other functions on here that can be useful. Manual program, if you put it to that and then you hold this button, it will start the system and it will run through all the run times that you have on set for the stations, and then it'll shut off. So you can do that at any time you want to run it.
You think it's extra dry? You hit manual and it might do the 10 minutes or?
Yep, exactly. So like if you come home from work or something
stop.
and you notice, hey, I need to get some water out, you can do it that way. Or you can do manual station, which will run just one of the zones for however much time is set for it.
How do I know which zone it's going to?
So you use the arrow keys to key through them. So it'll sequentially go 1 through, you have 9, so 1 through 9. And you'll see it brings up the time that's programmed. You can change that, and when you change that, it's just changing it for that one time. It's not actually changing the station time that
All
it's programmed, so that's just going to be like that one time that it's going to run. That's for your rain sensor. So if for some reason you wanted to turn it off, you just use the plus and minus keys to turn it on or off.
Why would you want to turn it off?
I really don't know. Sometimes we use it, like the service techs, like if it's raining when we come out to start the system, we'll need to bypass it so that the system will come on, so we can look at it. But you know, it's a feature most homeowners probably don't use. Watering delay, since you have a rain sensor, you probably won't use it. But if you were going on vacation or something and you didn't want it to run while you were gone, you choose how many days you want. And then once you leave it, it's not going to water. So right now it's at 3. So the next 3 days, it's not going to water if I leave it at 3. But I'm going to put it back to 0 so that it does what it's supposed to. Now, seasonal adjust. This is very useful. What this is telling you right now, so it's at 100. So that's 100% of the station times that you have programmed. So say it's August and it's really hot and it's just not enough water for the yard. You can come in here and turn this up to like 120%. And that means it's going to run 120% of the station times that are programmed. And it also works the other way. So, you know, like early spring, if it's still kind of wet out and you don't need to run it for that long, you can turn it down to like 50%.
And is it just for that one time?
No, that will stay like that until you change that. So, but what that does is keeps you from having to go to station times and actually turning every station time down. So you can do it all at once, basically.
If it's hot, you don't need to change it every day to run it the same.
Generally, you can leave it at 100 and it'll be okay. But you know, it's Ohio. We get some summers that are crazy hot and some that are crazy rainy. This is something else a lot of people don't generally use. You can set up crazy like cycles, like day cycles. Like you could have it run Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the next week do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like you can set it up to do whatever you really want it to do, but most people find it's easier just to set it, you know, we recommend 3 days a week once the sod's established. So, you know, we'll usually do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You just kind of space them out. But if you wanted to, you can do all kinds of stuff, and the book will tell you exactly what you can do with that. But like I said, most people don't.
That's advanced watering cycles.
That's pretty much it. If you wanted to test the system, like this is what I'm going to use to run through it. You turn it to that, it says test, and then 2 minutes. You can change it, you know, however many minutes you want each station to run for. And then once I start it, it's going to start on zone 1, run 2 minutes. Then it'll go to zone 2 and run 2 minutes. You know, go through the whole system on whatever timing you put here.
So if she changed it, she could check it.
Exactly.
See what she did.
Yep, exactly. And that's another thing that we use a lot as a service tech. Like when we come out in the springtime to start the system up, we'll run a 2-minute test, go through the whole system, make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So, but that's pretty much it. They're fairly simple to use.
Now in the fall, do you blow the system out, or you put antifreeze, or?
We use air. So we'll hook up to where the water comes out of the house, and we'll blow air through the whole system to get all the water out of it for the winter.
And this is like a
that's a little quick cheat sheet. Pretty much tell you everything that I just said. So if you have questions, you can check that. And if not, you can always give us a call. We know these controllers really well, so we can always help with that. But that's pretty much it. So.
Okay, well, thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and start.
Test it.
Yeah. Make sure everything's adjusted and all that good stuff.